think when I think about having a unique brand, and I guess the way I kind of made it clear in my own mind, like for me to understand it, is you're just trying to create your own little corner in this digital space, right? And like you said, niches are very big. You guys are in travel. I have you, Len, Samantha. You are all in travel, yet each and every one of you are all so different. You know, the way that you do things, the way that you share things, they're all so different. I think that is what having a unique brand definitely between the three of you, as far as I see it, is very beneficial because you know exactly what you're going to get with following the Farrells. You know exactly what you're going to get with the Genneros. With Led, I mean, obviously, like it's that's how I made it clear. Having your own little corner in this huge digital space. Anyone else?
Yeah, I'd like to piggyback. Oh, sorry.
No, you're fine.
Go ahead, Lynn. Erin.
Well, for us, because we started this journey in 2020 of the downsizing and wanting to retire, and we were trying so much that my hashtag was Easy Joyful Couple, right? Because it was just my husband and I. So, and people started like, oh my God, where are you guys now? And it was kind of like wearing the words, the Easy Joyful Couple type of thing. So I would just put things like, guess where we are now? And people would be just guessing. I'm like, no, or yes, or whatever it was. Okay. But I think when I started, because I was doing an MLM, that's how I was introduced to social media. So I started just sharing our travel and creating a vision board, which I had no idea what the heck that was. And I'm like, well, I make it, but whether or not it's going to happen, I was very skeptical. So when I put that vision board, and it was one of those things, I want to sell the house, I want to pay off the bills, I want to get an RV and downsize and get land. And then people were like expecting like, did they? And then I was just checking things off. So now now that I'm finding myself in this situation again in 2023 of having to have bills again, now we have a different approach. I still do the hashtag Easy Joyful Couple, but now my purpose have been changed. That's why I put my YouTube as Prosper with Purpose, because I'm like, prospering is not just financial now. It's financial, it's health-wise. My husband is a retired vet, and he's broken, so I wanted to retire him, and he was getting the land and getting the homestead, being self-sufficient. So I want to give people, you have to have a vision board, but you have to have a purpose behind everything you do. If you don't, then you're just going through the motions that you may or may not get there if you don't have a goal and a target. So for me now is going to be Prosper with Purpose, and it's going to be a purpose. Every time I share a story, I tell people, well, you know what? I was at Whataburger. My husband wanted to have Whataburger, and this is Black in Travel, and this is why I'm doing digital marketing. And then whenever I do something outside on the land, it's like, well, this is, I have my top 3 things of what I want to accomplish. So I try to tag every time I do a live or anything like that to what our purpose is. So that's gonna be my what is it? The personal brand is prospering with a purpose. So
love that. Deborah, Erin, whoever wants to go next. I know everybody talked at the same time. So
I know. I just was gonna just kind of tag on what Kira said about how important storytelling is, and that is one of the things that we have really learned in this community is about sharing your story. And I made the mistake at first of just seeing the successful ones on there and then just doing what they were doing. And it was so not authentic, is what Kira was talking about. That it was not authentic. It was not me. And so I had to do a little reset and go really dig back and say, why did I join this? What is my why?
Exactly.
What was my why to then be able to share to others? And it really has helped me. And that was when I launched my Tuesdays at 2 with Deborah on Facebook Live, doing my identity in Christ and really blending my faith with my digital marketing, and I always thought they were going to be separate. And then it was like, no, it's supposed to merge.
Oh,
and
what?
so I know. And so, but it's part of my story, right? Of who I am, that I've been called to the marketplace. I had to really have a clear picture of what the product was before I would even step out in faith. So, and I know there's a lot of other people out there like me. And so it just really has helped once I figured out, be authentic, be you, and tell your story. And that's what's so important, I think.
Yeah.
I love what all three of you guys just shared, because to wrap it up, with Kira's storytelling, with Lynn, the hashtags, and with Deborah, like, just watching other people's content, the way that they brand themselves and finding your own niche and identity. I feel like that's all a big part of branding, and that's how I started as well, with the hashtags, and then learning who I am, and like Deborah said, the why is really important with branding, and it helps you become a personal branding, whether you evolve into that way or not. How you start off, you just eventually begin to start sharing more of yourself, and you begin to get more comfortable with your branding, and it becomes personal after a while, whether you want it to or not. But with these three things that they all share, like knowing your why, using hashtags, things that's special to you, sharing your story like Kira, and having a support system, like, it's all possible. And these are part of branding yourself, and it's fun to do so. You also become more comfortable the more consistent you are with pushing your company out there. Just getting exposure is really what branding is about. But the way that everyone do it is different, and it's very important each way that everyone do it, because it all ties in together.
Definitely. I agree with you 100%, Erin. Sam, you want to jump in on that? Because if I know anyone that is good with branding, anyone that has a clear brand, it is definitely Sam, in my book.
So, yes, what everyone was saying was on point. But when I see a brand, I see who that person is, and then if I can't tell what your brand is from looking like who your target audience is going to be. So when I look at or see brands, I see who their target audience is. So if your brand obviously doesn't say anything about what your values are, who you are as a person, and who you're targeting, like who you're going for, because a brand could literally, like, just Nike. Everybody knows, you wear Nike shoes. It's for running. It's for working out and stuff. Like, they know who their target audience is. So a brand, yes, it is for your personality, your values, and your why, but you really have to also tailor it to who your target audience is. Are they going to be comfortable going with you? Are they going to be comfortable going with your value, know, like, and trust you? So yes, I do believe all of that stuff is in there, but you also got to keep in mind of your target audience.
That's powerful. Yeah.
100%. Honestly, like you said, it makes things so much more clear, especially when, like, we're talking about having a unique, powerful brand. Having that be crystal clear not only helps you also feel like Deborah says, when you're trying to copy other things, because other people, because you see that they have success with it, you're gonna fall into the unfortunate, like, the muddiness of it, right? You're not really gonna know who you're talking to or why, because you're just kind of repeating what you see that is successful for others, and what works for some people definitely does not work for everyone. I know I went through that as well, Deborah. I'm 100% with you there. I remember I have this horrific live that if whoever saw it, great. Whoever didn't, that's too bad. You're never going to see it again. Where I tried to do everything like Michelle, I absolutely love her. She is amazing. I'm just not Michelle. And I tried to do the board. I tried to do the girl. I was awkward. The people that were watching me, I know that they were awkward. I think even Facebook was like, girl, please stop. We need to stop here. But again, yeah, like Sam said, having, tailoring your brand, your image to the people that you want